Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for round 3 of the Hey, Wanna Race? Spider-Man Speedrun Racing Tournament. We're very excited because this is the final round now before seeding, and this is essentially the last bit of races to decide what is going on before the, I guess, knockout stage start. Now, I am here today, very excitedly joined by Chuck Nicey. Chuck, it's been a while, I feel like, since we've both just been on commentary together. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It has been a hot minute. We've just had some, different matchups where you and I couldn't get back into the commentating game together. But I am really excited about this match tonight, and of course the one right after it. We have two left side winners.
Ooh.
Our first two left side winners going against each other. So now we really have to wonder who's going to take it in this one.
Yeah, will the left side stay consistent in winning, or will a right sider take it away today? We'll see. I mean, we'll find out, especially in this first one. This first one's a very, very interesting matchup. We have the Flying Felicia and we have Willy Fetty. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this may be the first time that we've seen a hardware versus hardware matchup. I think every other time we've seen hardware versus emulator.
Right. Given the nature of our speedrunning community and our vast acceptance of different methods of playing this game, it's more likely than not that we're going to see emulator players than hardware players. So it is really interesting to see two hardware folks match up. Then you get some of the more arguably purer experiences of Spider-Man PS1 because of it.
Yeah, it should be really interesting, this matchup, especially, yeah, because these two are both tenured hardware runners as well. It's not like one of them has just jumped on hardware recently and things are kind of developing from there. Both very tenured in the hardware department. So it should be very interesting. And I don't know if he wants to unmute, but we have Zoe also, who has just joined us as a voice chat. Zoe, any thoughts from you, if you are here?
I'm here. I'm currently driving.
Let's go.
So the Twitch stream wasn't working for me, so I was like, heck it, I'm gonna hop into Discord.
I like that. That's commitment, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the kind of commitment we want from all our racers today. That is what we're after. Okay, so yeah, there's a little update on the best race time. I realised I did not update that before the match. Silly me. But that is correct now. So Willy Fetty coming in with the faster race time was a very nice race against myself. I did take the win, but it was not in like runaway fashion at all. It was really, really competitive all the way through. So I'm hoping we see a similar thing here from Felicia as well, putting up a good fight against Fetty. We've talked about categories ran and world records all kind of through this tournament, but favorite levels, it could come down to some of these. Lizard Maze has been a bit notorious for stealing some times away from people. We had some deaths the other week, both myself and Felicia taking deaths on Lizard Maze. So maybe we'll see a bit tighter movement on Lizard Maze. I don't know. What do you think in terms of levels for both of these players, Chuck? What do you think?
I think Lizard Maze is going to need to be tighter. Tunnel Crawl, of course, being super notorious for how it's treated our racers so far. We cannot discount the massive impact that Warehouse has had on almost every single runner. We cannot discount the fact that we've had multiple runners who have thrown themselves against the wall of Warehouse skip and have fallen short and have had to take the sort of walk of shame of the no skips route.
Yeah, I like that. I like the walk of shame, like being the name for it. I like that a lot. Yeah, and we're hoping to see some stuff. I know both runners were doing some practicing just before we went live of some particular levels. Maybe Tunnel Crawl was one of them. I can't reveal my secrets, but perhaps Tunnel Crawl was one of them. We might see someone pull that out or attempt to this race. We shall see. But when we're talking about things that they might pull out, let's also talk about things that maybe didn't go too right, and let's have a look at the highlights as a result. So first up is Felicia. Now Felicia throughout this tournament has had a very, I feel like, risky run at Scorpion, where there's a bit of jumping. The combos generally are quite clean, but there's some jumping there. You can see jumping away from Rhino from Scorpion and then coming back, which is interesting and can be a bit dangerous. But John Jameson being quite nice and playing ball, which is very nice, and staying in that room. Clean Rhino though, and we were looking at rhinos the other day. My Rhino was far from clean. So I'm glad to see other people can pull off Rhino quite cleanly, and something that hopefully I'm sure both runners will be looking for today. Now, the next,
Absolutely.
yeah, go on, sorry.
I was going to say, absolutely. The cleaner you can keep the Rhino, the more web cartridges you have for things like the God Pipes, which it looks like we're having a very clean God Pipes from Felicia in this highlight here.
Yeah, both runners very, I think, tenured in the pipes, so we'll see if that continues on today. Now, a few unfortunate mishaps on Felicia's side, a few void fallings, into the void, and this double button, this is really unfortunate because it's really easy to do, and really unfortunate when it does happen, where you just don't quite turn fully to get that second button. So we'll see if Felicia can rectify that this time around. But will we see this, the perfect Venom, and not even any L2 pressing here from Felicia as well. So this is just like doubly impressive.
Absolutely. You get that very clean Venom fight, and then it leads straight into a fairly clean Symbiotes Infest Bugle Skip. That is a deceptively hard way to skip that level versus some of the other versions of that you can have. And as we can see, deceptively hard skips are fall into the void again here in the what's the name of the level? It's
Stop the presses. The word
yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, and we saw some good avoidance of the void in Bugle Basement as well on that previous level, going the right side, which is something you don't see very often, but unfortunately, the void took her again in the Waterfront Warehouse, which again we've talked about a bit of a danger. Now, Mr. Fetty with a good bank, a great bank, 140 is a very nice time, very very nice. So we'll see if he can replicate that again. The Sag 2 cycle, unfortunate to get a 2 cycle here. J. John Jameson not being as nice as he was to Felicia, so we'll see if that's replicated again today as well. But he's saluting
Absolutely.
Jonah as he goes through the door.
Right. I mean, with Jonah, to me, it's a matter of making sure you push Scorpion in front of one of those exits. I think that's the key to making sure Jonah stays nice.
Now, the real question that we've got to ask Fetty is, when are we getting this EE 100% run? He's clearly studying this, and he's been studying this for a long time, and I got to know, when is that coming? So maybe soon, we'll see. The classic Fetty switches, we see him go through the middle instead of either side, or just through the water, as some people like to do. They're crazy people, though. And look, and this was interesting, I thought. Both of these two not managing to hit the double button press on the Venom puzzle level, which was quite interesting. Nice comparison. So we'll see if both of them try to fix that today. But also, a nice comparison as well. Both of them managed to do the bugle skip fairly well.
Indeed. And of course, basement skip, absolutely heartbreaking whenever you miss it. And then just running straight into that steam can slow you down even more. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, Waterfront Warehouse. Go ahead, Spyron.
Yeah, Fetty this time managing to do it, so something to potentially give him the lead over Felicia. And now, this is what we really all want to see from Fetty, maybe even more than EE 100%. When are we getting this one cycle score, Dr. Octopus? I want to see it today. Today's the day, I can feel it. I really hope it's today.
We gotta see it. It would be so hype to see Fetty get that one cycle lock once again.
Yeah, I really want to see it. Yeah, the only recent time, I think, unless I've missed it on one of his streams, the only recent time we would have seen it was during one of the streams that we did a couple of months ago. I think it was January, but the feed died, and so he got the one cycle, and we just never saw it. So it's just floating in the ether, the one cycle. But maybe today. I really hope today is the day. All right, well, speaking of today being the day, let's move over and check in on our runners who are getting ready to race today. Once again, Flying Felicia versus Willy Fetty, both on hardware. It's very, very exciting and very, very tense, I think. I don't know how both runners are feeling, but this is like where it all kind of counts now. Like these last matches now before we move into the elimination stage, it's all to play for if you want to get good seeding then leading into the knockout stage.
I'm really looking forward to this matchup, and it looks like our folks are just about ready. Felicia switching over to the Ben Riley costume at the last moment. Oh,
Oh, oh, are we getting a?
oh,
Oh, we're getting a costume off. Okay, okay, I'm liking this.
it's time to get psyched. I think these are head games right here, and we're about to begin. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Let's see how quickly their Discord notifications work. Looks like Fetty's keeping
Okay.
close track of that. Felicia a little bit behind on that, but not an indicator of who's ahead, at least not yet.
No, not in the slightest. Now, we'll see where the strategies differ straight away now. So some runners we've seen throughout this tournament going straight forward and over the building, whereas some runners like Fetty here going in between the building, the faster route. It looks like we are getting differences of routes straight away on this first level. Let's see if it makes too much difference. So 34, Fetty hits the building. Felicia will hit it at 36, it looks like. Yep, so the 2-second difference, which is what you'd expect. Not too bad so far. Not too bad so far at all.
And that's even with the little bit of, poor trajectory on Fetty's part. That route can really mean the difference if you are solid at it.
Yeah, it's really good, to be honest, that it is kind of the first level, because it's a really good one to nail, and it always feels good to start your run off well with nice clean swings on that first level. So always good to see someone pull it out in a race. As Fetty through the roof, as is Felicia now, both entering the bank. Now, how quickly can both runners get this skip for the hostage situation? Let's have a see. Betty's struggling a little bit. There we go. Okay, has managed to get through.
There it is.
And Felicia straight through. Okay, right. So
Ooh.
this could be interesting. This could be where time starts to slowly drift. We'll see if it makes much difference at all.
That first hostage can be tricky, especially since you can't see them. Now, the second one is easier because all you need to do is knock out a guard. But that first one, being invisible, it's hard to find that right sweet spot to zip up to sort of catch them, so to speak.
Indeed.
But it looks
Indeed.
like both getting to the next level pretty close to each other.
Yeah, I
Only
think
a couple seconds off.
Yeah, really not that much time at all. Again, it looks like obviously Fetty's ahead on your feed, but do pay attention to the timers, because Felicia did start just a couple of seconds afterwards as Fetty, oh my days, having to spam the web cartridges to get through that door, but has managed to make it through. And there we go, Felicia doing it a bit cleaner there. No spam required. Oh, it jumps a little too far to hit the button. That's okay, that's okay. In a good position.
Commentator curse.
Indeed. Good position to finish off all the bank robbers. And now it's time to throw that bomb. Now here we go. A good comparison for both. The what times we get on the bomb. Here we get a 139 from Faye. Felicia. Okay, not quite
Felicia
as fast.
taking
That's
a
fine.
little bit slower. Yep.
135. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all.
Very
for both runners.
respectable on that time, for sure.
Not this time, guys.
Okay, so
Oh.
as we enter Race to the Bugle, what are we thinking so far, Chuck? How are you feeling about both runs?
I think this is actually fairly close because while Fetty is very well versed and is a stronger contender, so to speak, we've been seeing a lot of clean movement from Felicia, barring one or two small things. So I really think this could be a very close, very exciting and competitive race. I think it's way too soon to say which one is going to take the lead. However,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree. It's going to come down potentially to this first little section where RNG is in the hands of the game and not in your hands, and whether or not J. Jonah Jameson is going to play nice. Now, Felicia swinging a bit low there, unfortunately, so we'll have to kind of course correct a little bit with targeting mode, but manages to do so fairly quickly, and will make their way to Daily Bugle very shortly. Now, here we go. Willie Fetty, web gloves on, combos being dished out. Where's Jameson? Oh, there he is.
no!
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell him.
absolutely. Yeah, you yell at him, Fetty.
Damn, I got scared. Yeah, I thought it might be clean because I thought, oh, you can't see him. I wonder if he's gonna stay where he is, but no.
I'm gonna blame it on the Ben Riley
Oh, we
costume,
get a two
except
cycle
Felicia
up.
gets the exact same thing.
Oh,
It's-
man.
Nuts. Now I wonder if these two are watching the stream I believe they both like to watch the stream whenever they're doing this. So I wonder if the this sort of knowledge of their placement is giving them any sort of confidence or is changing their strategy in any way.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah, if they are paying attention to see if any kind of tweaks are made, or if they'll feel a bit more confident, maybe that the other also had to two cycle Scorpion. So should be interesting.
Right.
Yeah, going into these next couple of levels.
I
All
think
about
there's
the
merit
movement.
for both ways. Yeah, I think there's merit for both ways of doing it. Watching the stream and understanding where your competitor is can help you make certain decisions about what kind of routing you want to take. But then at the same time, if you don't want to watch the stream, it allows you to keep laser focus on solely your performance, making decisions based on how you feel about the situation of
Yeah,
specifically you.
that's it. It can be a blessing and a curse sometimes to know where your opponent is. Sometimes it might just be better, yeah, to focus on what you're doing and just hoping that you're ahead and not really paying attention to whatever else is going on. But speaking of ahead, I think Fetty is just very slightly ahead in this instance, making the way to the top of this building, with Felicia just slightly behind. So it'll all come down again to the movement on these levels. We'll see what goes on and if anyone can pull off the flying spider as well. Coming up on scale the girders, a very important skip that could make all the difference.
Indeed, I don't believe either of these runners has nailed the flying spider in their runs.
No, I believe
Correct
that's
me if
right,
I'm
yeah.
wrong, by all means. I know Fetty will, but
Yeah.
I,
That
I
you can
don't believe
guarantee.
I don't believe either of them have hit the flying spider in this one or in any of these races so far. So I am excited to see whether they will give it another try and hopefully get a successful go.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, I don't think either runner even attempted it in their last race and just went straight for the regular route. So I wonder if that'll play a part at all, if practice has made any difference, or if they will just be going straight for the usual route. We'll see now. Fetty
Now,
making his way over to scale the girders. We're about to
let's
find out.
see it. Let's see it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see some of these new skips getting utilized. We saw some great tech from Nilo earlier,
Oh,
and
look,
I
he's
think
going
it's
for it.
becoming infectious. Yes, let's see it. All right, he's on the left side of that. I wonder if that's going to affect it.
Oh,
Nope, just
okay.
a
Yeah,
straight zip,
unfortunate.
which means it's time to give up the ghost and go for the backup strat, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, and not too much time lost. At least if you do that strat, at least you kind of swing roughly upwards to where, or close at least to where you want to be going anyway. So not terrible. It's good to attempt it, I think, if you want to do it.
Absolutely, and that's going to put these runners basically next.
Wait,
Oh
what?
no!
No swing? Just
Oh
the swing
no!
button?
How?
Wow.
What? I think he was just faced the wrong way, so Spider-Man just didn't understand the crane being a place to swing, just
Yeah.
completely fell, and that puts Felicia in the lead. Fetty needing to make up some time, not bothering with a flying spider, just moving on. Let's
Yeah.
hope he
Oh,
gets it this time.
scary movement. Oh, no. It's gone again. Fetty's, oh,
He
panicking. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, no.
Yep, it's time to let cooler heads prevail and just focus on the tech that we know about this backup strat and just get it done cleanly. No need for any fancy antics
That's
like
it.
hopping and zipping.
Yeah,
But
stick to
let's
what you
see it.
know, I think. Yeah, and just take it easy now. I can't believe that if Spider-Man's just not facing the right direction, that maybe
Whew.
that swing just doesn't work. That's crazy, actually. That is real. So, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it live. So, yeah, I 100% have confidence in Fetty bringing this back. I'm sure there'll be moments where Fetty can use everything in his arsenal to pull this back to a closer race than it is at the minute with Felicia. Onto the Rhino fight now. Felicia taking a punch or two. That's not too bad. It does give chance for Fetty to catch up though a little bit, but otherwise a fairly smooth Rhino, which is what we like to see. Not too many
Indeed,
wood characters lost.
if Fetty can clean up uh or provide a clean Rhino versus what Felicia is doing here, that will give him a great chance to catch up into the Venom race, which I think is going to be if something goes wrong with the the Venom race, we're going to see a much wider margin develop
Yeah.
between these two runners.
Not too bad. So Fetty going for the web dome strat as well, but pushes Rhino backwards a little bit. But this is still fairly clean, and Rhino shouldn't really hit you. He will get pushed back a little bit, but then comes in close for the extra damage, which is nice. So fairly clean Rhino, and I think we'll pull that gap closer now to being back level.
I did not realize that the dome would protect you from a Rhino charge. That's a very
Yes.
interesting development.
Yeah, it's useful for if you push yourself slightly too far inside of Rhino, and then end up in that position. It just means, yeah, if he does then charge at you, you just, as long as you keep going, it's all fine. Now, I thought Felicia was going to skip the spider armor there, but he's actually taking an alternate route to get the spider armor and not picking up the first time. That's fine. Look to the roof there a little bit just to slow down the entrance to this cutscene. So again, time that Fetty can use to potentially pull this back more so.
Indeed, and it is smart to waste a little bit of time getting that spider armor because it is necessary for later portions of the game, I would say,
Yeah, it definitely makes...
especially in the subway.
Yeah, it definitely makes certain areas just a little bit more tolerable and a little less risky, especially like you say, subway can be dangerous. It's not always that the lizards will hit you, but when they do, they hit quite hard, especially if it's quite consistent. So always just nice to pick up that spider armor as an extra bit of insurance.
Indeed, and it's especially helpful in the lizard's maze if you accidentally find yourself between the crushers due
Oh,
to
of
some
course.
bad zips.
Yes. Yes, and always good, and it's just a nice spot as well to pick it up. Luckily, not too far at all, really, out of the route that you would be taking anyway. So just a useful pickup all around. As Felicia taking the rooftops to swing to the last building there into the cutscene. So slightly slower than kind of swing cancelling yourself around those buildings. We'll see if Fetty opts to take that route instead and get maybe a bit more time back on Felicia. But both runners will be entering the first Venom fight very soon, with Felicia already there now. We'll see how quickly Venom spawns. Not too bad. Pretty quick.
Fetty's losing a little bit of height, but manages to get a slightly faster route through.
One more combo will do it for Felicia. There he is. And there it goes. Right. Felicia, on their 2 web cartridges, didn't pick that web cartridge up at the start of the level, and so then didn't manage to pick up the cartridge that was in the dumpster. So dangerous game potentially from Felicia, running slightly low on cartridges than you'd lower at least than you'd like to be. So a good thing to pay attention to as we get deeper into this run.
I think where that lack of web cartridges is going to hurt is particularly in this level, as they'll need to take out a few of the lizards moving into god pipes in the next level. But after that, it's mostly just traversal. So as long as they have enough cartridges to knock out the lizards in this trap coming up, I believe they'll be okay as long as they position themselves okay in the subway.
Yeah, the good thing is, yeah, the subway is a really nice place to pick up a good chunk of web cartridges. It's just, I guess, going forward then, if you do start getting low, some of the routes you have to take to get extra web cartridges for the levels that you need them on, especially like when you think of Mysterio coming up towards the back end. You want to make sure you have some decent cartridges then, so that you also then further go on to have good web cartridges for things like Carnage. So nice zip from Fetty there. Always a classic to get one of those out of nowhere. Again, those zips aren't really very consistent. You don't really know if Spider-Man will do them or not, but always nice when he pulls it out.
Indeed, and they can be risky and they don't save a whole lot of time, but I think in Fetty's case, any sort of time save is going to be helpful in catching back up with Felicia.
Oh, and Felicia, I've wondered if they were going to go that final swing there, but opting to not, and we'll take the safe route to the entrance to the subway now. That's fine. We'll see if Fetty can nail the god pipes. Here we go. Nice and easy, swinging over.
I can feel the pressure that Fetty's feeling right now to make sure those god pipes go the way they're supposed to. And no,
okay.
oh my goodness!
He risked it, and it paid off. Okay.
Wow, what a save from Fetty, getting a slight bit of time back, putting them in somewhat equal footing here for Subway. Felicia's still noticeably ahead for the moment, but Fetty's making these plays to bring back that time he lost
For
in
sure,
scale
yeah.
murders.
Yeah, it's a risky move that he probably thought he had to pull off just to pull that time back. So I'm sure he'll be glad that it paid off. Now we'll see. As Felicia opting for Hug the Homies, it's Fetty's job to then show us how Inside the Homies works. And we'll see. What's he going to whip out now? I'm interested to see.
What's the bit? This is what I've been
Yeah.
waiting for this whole race. What's the bit?
Okay, he's leaning down. What he got for us today?
I'm already at full health.
Fence is killing me. What is going on? Okay. Still looking? Still looking? Trying to find something. Oh!
Oh,
Oh.
I love it.
Ah.
Amazing.
Okay, right. I hope he
Spider
runs.
cat.
I hope he runs that for the rest of this race. I don't know how he'd do with the controller, like, but.
Well, this could be his blindfold for running Monster Rock blindfolded.
Ah, yes, of course, of course. That's what we really want to see. Ah, absolutely. Now,
I
my
can't
question
believe-
is, where do you even buy that from? Like, where has he pulled that out from?
On
has
the
he pulled
darkest
that
corners
from?
of the internet. I
Clearly,
assure
yeah.
you, it would be on the darkest corners of the internet. But I am happy to see a cameo from Meows Morales here in this Spider Run stream.
Damn.
Already at full health.
And if
Wow,
you
well, yeah,
think I
something
made up
didn't
that
expect to see
character, I
today.
did not. That is a real character.
Yeah, that's some spider law for you all there. And Betty, hopefully, will use this, I'm sure, great joy and laughter that he's experiencing, take this run to the next level now and take it on.
Felicia finishing up their run here.
crap.
No bits from Felicia, but I am happy to see that despite the pressure, our runners can put on a good show with various bits, at least for those that are on camera, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, Felicia not quite getting the super train, that pesky lizard at the end of the train, sticking around. Fetty going for super train now. Let's see if lizards will be kind and stop spawning sometime soon.
Where
Kill
am
these
I
last
now?
remaining ones, and we'll see now. Maybe this might be the last lizard to spawn.
Maybe, but it might screw up the super train. I believe it does. Ever so. Huh. No,
Not too bad.
I believe that is super train.
Yeah, just about, just about. Not quite frame perfect, just slightly outside of, which is always good. Now, Felicia getting straight through the gate, what we like to see. Betty, though, hot on the heels. We'll see if he can catch up.
You know a race is close when they are vying at the same level, even
Yeah, and...
if one clearly finishes first.
Oh, no, doesn't quite get through the first time.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Second time lucky.
There we go.
Yeah, here we go. And these are the levels that are going to make all the difference. Now, this is where the runs get crazy because every level basically going forward has some form of skip in it, apart from Venom 2. But every other level, you're going to perform some sort of skip, at least if you want to. There is something there for everyone. So we'll see now if Betty going for his patented Betty switches. Straight in the middle there, straight down. Finds the zip very quickly, actually. And he's straight on.
There we
Okay,
go.
Tunnel Crawl is the place to be, it looks like. Tunnel Crawl could make or break this race for both runners.
All right. Moment of truth for Felicia. I believe Felicia always counts on very specific points to zip from
Yeah,
to try to make it consistent.
got the first zip, got a second zip, and that should just be about enough to make it to the end in one cycle. So very good to see. Betty getting a nice zip there as well. Going down the center now, and needs one more good zip at the least. There we go.
A little low, but
On
yep.
the same thing. So one cycles from both. Now, Felicia we've seen not opting to do the flying spider strat, the tunnel crawl skip here. The question is, will Fetty take it? I don't think so. He swung to the right here, so I assume, yeah, just going for the cartridge. That's fine. Not taking any risks at this point in the game.
If you
we'll
mess up
continue on.
Spiderfly, it's back to the beginning of the level for you. So it's not out of place for these runners to want to play it a bit safe with this level, especially with how much time can be lost at a failure.
For sure, yeah. Tunnel crawl's a brutal one for skips, just because it comes right at the end after the brutal tunnel crawl itself. So it's an awkward place for it to be a skip, but can pay off fairly well if all goes to plan. But we won't see it this time from both runners. Now, Felicia, bit of redemption there, hitting the double button, and the same for Fetty, it looks like. Yep, so redemption for both runners.
Amazing.
What we like to see. Not getting caught on the waterfall, because the waterfall has a hitbox for some reason, and I'll never know why. That's fine.
And no attempts on a Fetty fall in that level either, which I think is also a safe bet.
Yeah, it's looking pretty clean so far as we continue on into the sewers. Now, a nice zip from Fetty there. And look, these runners are really close to each other now. Fetty literally just knocking on the door of Felicia's run, just around the corner now. It's Felicia opting to crawl the majority of the lizard maze, whereas Fetty getting some good zips in to tighten this lead up.
Ooh. That was a risky swing, but Fetty gets it hot on the heels. I wonder if it's going to come down to who can get this skip first.
Oh, and it's Fetty. And he gets the vision as well of the next area, which is always handy. Yeah, all right. Fetty
Indeed.
pulls ahead. Wow.
Felicia
Just like
finally
that.
getting the trick. Absolutely. And we see this lead change now. No shortage of excitement from this race. You never know how it's going to go.
Yeah. Felicia struggling a little bit to hit the ceiling there. The ceiling's an awkward one in this part of the level, and actually just
Ooh.
getting stuck on the ceiling. Okay.
They're stuck.
I've
Yes.
not seen that before. Oh, okay, this is really awkward for Felicia now. Here we go. Okay, using targeting mode. Wise. There we go. Okay, has lined it up fine. That's really annoying that they've managed to get stuck there. I've never seen that before, that you just get stuck in one spot.
Those ceilings in that level can be pretty tricky, all depending, because Spider-Man's crawling animation does change depending on where you are on the ceiling. So that might be a factor as to why they were getting stuck.
Yeah. And now we just saw a very clean Venom 2 from Fetty, doing it in 3 cycle. Didn't quite manage to hit that cartridge just because Spider-Man is awkward with his movement. So thank you, game designers, for that.
I hear he's got tank controls.
Yes, I have heard that a couple of times, actually. Yeah.
All right, Fetty going for Symbiote's Infested Bugle Skip.
There's no way
They've both been
Felicia gets another
successful with
perfect
this.
Venom, is there? There's no way.
No,
Okay, no.
no
That
way.
was close, though. Literally 1 Venom away from 2 perfect Venoms in 2 runs. It's pretty impressive, but we'll get the 2 web balls instead. That is more than fine. Fetty doing very well to hit the skip as well on Symbiote's Infested Bugle.
I was
Good.
going to say, speaking of perfect, getting that skip pretty well, and elevator descent skip.
Yeah, lands nicely.
Opting to not stay out of bounds to hit the level trigger and instead going inbounds on the last floor. And let's see Felicia. Here's the lineup. Here's the kick.
Oh, no.
And a miss.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Now, it looked like Felicia had got themselves, like, caught in the wall a little bit there. That was a really, like, awkward position that Spider-Man had, like, got himself into for some reason. And, oh, short on the swing as well. Going back, though, for another attempt.
Love the tenacity from Felicia to try to make this skip work. And Fetty, I
Oh.
thought was going to miss that trigger.
It looks like... Oh, there we go. Right, Felicia actually restarting the level. I don't know if they'll go for the skip again or if we'll just opt for the no skips route now. But yeah, Fetty in Bugle Basement. Let's see now. I think Fetty's notoriously had problems with this level on the races. We'll see if this time he can pull it off. Oh, nearly went too early then. That's fine, though. Better too early than too late. This is looking good. Oh, sticks to the wall. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, it's good. It's looking good. It's looking good.
Oh, I don't know if that's too early.
That
early.
was
Yeah,
too
it is.
early.
Damn.
I should not have said anything. Why do
Yeah.
we say anything? It's like we're commentators or
Yeah,
something.
why do we speak, actually? Yeah. Yeah,
But at least we get to say hi to Mike.
true. Truly the best parts of these streams sometimes. Say hi to Mike. Now, Betty nearly going for the cutscene skip, but actually will run forward and get these secret hidden web cartridges just to stock up. And we'll
He's
opt for that
got the
instead.
time.
Yeah, got the time to waste for sure. Felicia still struggling through Symbiotes Infest Bugle, unfortunately, will make a way to the end now, though, very soon. Is fine as Fetty enters Mysterio's den.
I thought you were going to say he's going to enter Electro. I'm thinking, wrong
Ah, yeah.
game.
If only, if only.
That'll be the next tournament, I'm sure. But for now, Fetty onto his favorite level, going against Mysterio.
Indeed. Sliding between the levels very nicely. Felicia, not managing to get elevator skip, so we'll restart. Opt for it again. See if
With
it's
so
any better
much
a
extra
second time around.
With so much extra time, this is Fetty's chance to go and just collect the comic book in this level too.
Yeah.
It's his favorite. Mandatory swag points for collecting the comic in your favorite level.
Of course, of course. Good shout, actually. I like that. Won't opt to do it, though, this time, sadly. But we shall see as Fetty making his way now into the final stretch of the game, the final chapter. He has that comic, I hear.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
But here it is. Here's what is always to me the ultimate gauntlet. Let's see if Fetty can get it first try. No, it looks like a little trouble getting out of bounds, but going for a slight backup to get back. And he is
Okay.
out of bounds.
Yeah, manages it fine. Takes the leap. He's looking
It's a leap
pretty
of faith,
good.
Miles. No,
No,
that
really?
does not look like it. Nope.
Wow. Okay. Well, I know Felicia is still a ways behind, but time wasted is time wasted nonetheless. So, opportunity now to catch up, and it all come down to that one cycle. You never know. Felicia managing to get through the skip. Now just has to
Getting
make.
ready to swing on the right side.
Yeah, going for the right side swing again as we know. Oh, but didn't catch
And
the
we
swing.
miss.
Oh man.
Absolutely heartbreaking misses from these two. But Fetty misses it again.
Still no. That's crazy. Okay.
I'm telling you, Waterfront Warehouse has the highest KD of any skip
Yeah.
in this tournament. It is heartbreaking to see. And like so many runners before, it looks like Fetty is taking the quote unquote walk of shame through the no skips route. But there is no actual shame in it. Sometimes it just does not work, and you have to say, you know what? It's time to take a different route.
Indeed. And I think the good thing to recognize at the very least for Fetty is that while that might not have gone well, it's not too bad in terms of time because Felicia has only just reached Mysterio. So if he is paying attention, I guess he might know that. I don't know if he is paying attention to the stream or not. But we'll see anyways as he rounds out the warehouse now towards the end. Will he go for swag strat? He will, through the fans. Nice, picks up the spider armor. Like to see it.
Might come in handy for Carnage. Who knows?
Okay, now, this is where we ask the question, and chat, we need you all to manifest this now. One cycle, Dr. Octopus. He's on his way there. We want to see it at this portion before we get to elimination stage. I want to see him hit it today. I think today is the day. I can feel it. I can feel it.
This feels like the stage just before Bowser and Mario 64. Just this little gauntlet of platforming before hitting the big bad. Because one cycle lock is pretty much the last skip that this game has to offer in the any percent category. Before it just comes down to good pathing and good execution.
Yeah, the Mario 64 comparison is quite apt, actually. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, the kind of final run before you hit Bowser. A pretty good comparison, actually. This final section, as you swing along towards the end
Felicia
of the
getting
level.
Waterfront Warehouse in the first or second
Wow.
try. I didn't
Okay.
quite see.
That means this might actually be closer than we think. As Felicia starting this level and Fetty just ending it. So it could, honestly, all come down to the one cycle again. Really could.
Yeah, this goes to what I was mentioning before. Felicia's got some clean execution, a few hiccups here and there, some that have cost a lot of time, but overall just very clean execution is what is keeping them at a competitive rate for this run. And it can all really come down to one small mistake from either of them to cement the cement where the placement for these two. And looks like Felicia is opting to take a little bit of time away from their run to grab a web cartridge.
Thanks, Spider.
Gonna
Yeah.
cost them a little bit of time.
Yeah, 2 web cartridges, 3 in a second.
What else is this Spider-Man
Is
for?
not ideal going into this last stretch of the game. So any web cartridges, I guess, that you can pick up is probably a good idea at this point. Relying on, I guess, the potential for a one cycle to not have to wait around and get all the cartridges that you can then get on that level during the second cycle of Dr. Octopus's fight. So maybe this means Felicia is going to attempt the one cycle, hoping to be successful. Now, here we go. All right, moment of truth. Willy
Let's
Fetty.
see.
Dr.
Has Fetty
Octopus.
watched Matt's tutorial on one cycle lock? We'll find out.
One button down. Standing in between 2 buttons. You can press it immediately. Oh, of course, it's the one furthest away. Always has to be. Okay, standing in the middle again. Making sure. Ready to hit that button. Don't soft lock. That's fine. There we go. Okay, final button. The pressure is on. Is this the moment we see it? Web gloves. In he goes.
I think he
Oh.
might have been a little bit early on that. Doc Ock was laughing when he hit that button.
Oh.
And there it is. That's okay. That's okay. Fetty can afford this little bit of time loss. And the only thing that Felicia has to count on at this point is getting a one cycle of their own with
Yeah.
this. If they can't, that might, barring some large mess up like dying at Monster Rock, which can happen, this fight pretty much determines the final pace for the rest of the race.
Yeah, we'll see. If Felicia does hit this, it will be pretty crazy. It'll bring this race right down to the wire, and it'll just all come down to a clean carnage and the smooth execution of the movement in the final level. Let's see, though. 2 more buttons left to press. Still a ways off before we can hit this one cycle. In fact, moving on to
Oh.
carnage.
Indeed. But all eyes are on Felicia, seeing if they can make the impossible happen.
Carnage.
Fetty missing the toss, but lining it up just fine on the second attempt.
All going for the web dome strat.
Oh,
Oh,
but
no,
missing
not
that
to be.
first hit now puts Felicia in a worse spot for the second round than even Fetty was in the second cycle.
Yeah, unfortunate that. Went for the web dome strat instead. I think hit the button during an animation of Dr. Octopus's, because it looked like that shield went down really, really slowly. I'm not sure if that was the case or not, but yeah, smooth execution from Fetty on the other side with the carnage. So this is Fetty's game to lose now. If everything goes smoothly now, Fetty will take this comfortably. Otherwise, Felicia hoping for mistakes to be made and a comeback to be well.
But in either case, still a crazy race where we got lead
Oh, no.
changes back and forth. Wait,
Wow.
oh no. Felicia gets a third cycle?
Recycle. Wow. Okay.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, so from the looks of it, Felicia tried to run in to hit Dr. Octopus with a combo of some form. The ledge stopped him from getting in, and so at that point opted to try and do a dive kick, but the dive kick didn't really pay off and didn't really do anything at that point. The shield had been down for too long, and it just came back up pretty much instantly. So, wow, we get the 3 cycle. Yeah, so this is pretty, I think, much told now on. Betty will take this and enter. I don't know what seeding this puts him at for the tournament. I don't know what seeding any wins today put us at. But certainly Fetty can take this with 2 wins and a loss. It's going to look pretty good for him, I think, going into the elimination stage.
And you know what? That makes our first right side victory
Oh my
of this
days.
entire tournament so far. Aww. Yep, poor Felicia getting just ever so tilted at that 3 cycle lock. A lesser runner probably just would have quit the race right there, 'cause that is an unfortunate occurrence. But keeping composure, at least a little bit. Felicia moving on to Carnage. doing well for the backups in that, knocking Carnage out of a good spot to stun him in.
Yeah,
So
Carnage
instead,
causing a bit of
Felicia
trouble.
right out and knocked Carnage straight out of the thing,
Okay,
which
he needs to
means
get you back
Felicia's gonna have to
inside.
do another setup. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gonna try and see if they can grab him. For okay, going for webs, swag pulls. Oh, Carnage is just not playing nice today. Has to be said.
Carnage can be surprisingly
Boom.
tough as a boss fight.
There we have
It
it.
is fantastic. That is Fetty with a 35:01 on his clock.
Very nice, very clean. Right side curse is over. Betty takes one for the right side. So it can be done, everyone. And Felicia back with the note, letting us know how they feel about this run.
It is heartbreaking to see the last few levels go this way, but it it can't be helped sometimes. This game, even if your execution is great, can really throw you for a curve, and it's really unfortunate when it does. Now, I
Yeah,
wonder if Fetty's going to be hopping into the caster's channel to tell us a little bit about his run while we're waiting for Felicia to finish up.
we'll see. It looks like he's got something else putting up. Okay, the PlayStation 2 is on.
Oh
Let's
no,
have a see what's going on here.
I think I know what's coming.
Okay, Fastix speed
Oh,
is on. Okay. Wait, does that
did
mean
he
wait,
not
was
have fast disc speed for that run?
it, I mean
Or is that
the
something you just have to set every time you turn it on?
as far as I'm aware, yeah, you do have to I think if you restart your console fully from playing
Mm,
a game, you do have to turn that back on. I assume,
then I
yeah,
think I know what's
disk
coming.
speed is fine. Okay, we
Yep,
got it. Here we
there it
go.
is.
Okay. Right.
Mm,
How far can you get in this?
there it is.
Before can we get a run going? Is this the start of the 100%? Is Fetty going to be continuing to do 100% for the rest of the night? Is this where it begins? We asked the question during the highlights.
Uh, man, I I have to wonder how many levels Fetty can clear before Felicia's done. Not a lot, because Felicia is about ready to wrap up their run. Even with a few mistakes, I don't think Fetty's
What?
getting. What?
What just happened? What, what just happened? I can't believe that's just happened.
Building looks
That's
full.
insane.
Everyone, I'd like to announce my official resignation as a commentator because I am unfairly sabotaging the runs with any commentary that I make about their performance. Uh,
Oh my days. I knew the out of bounds existed, but I've never seen it before. And never just as blatant as just like, ah, yeah, I'll just swing straight through the floor. Come on,
I
Spider-Man. What are we
I
doing here?
can't believe it. Felicia, now the third runner with an unexpected clip through the floor that absolutely destroys progress.
Wow.
That is, man, I don't have words for how absolutely unfortunate that is.
Literally nothing can be said. Yeah, like, I just don't even know.
As
That's so
wow,
unreasonable
that is
that
just
Spider-Man's just like, yeah, I'm just going to swing through the floor. Don't mind me.
What are they up to now?
gonna go for a swim.
Yeah. Into the void I
That-
go. See you later.
Pink and Bondo should fix things here.
Wow.
That is nutty. But Fetty, I wonder if he's going for basketball percent.
A setup. Huh, how original.
Oh, let's see. I think, oh, on the floor. Okay, no, so I assume regular start. We've got 2 web balls. Oh, they're not close enough for the web dome. Yeah, this I can commentate as well. I have run this game. This is good.
I was gonna say this is gonna be more your area of expertise. I have yet to attempt a Spider-Man 2 run. It seems a little intimidating to me, at least
Yeah.
right now.
It's Spider-Man 2 is an interesting one. There's a lot less glitches in comparison to what you do in 2K. A lot of it is just movement and good routing, I guess. There are the 2 levels in particular, the in the machine and Mission Spidey, 2 notorious levels for the door skips that are very dangerous and can kill a lot of runners' momentum just because it takes so long to get there. But
Enough.
there we go, guys. That's Enter Electro. We need to get some intro electro on this channel actually on the spider runs, so we can try and get that soon.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned, if we can get a tournament together, I think we need to get a few more of our 2K runners running Spider-Man 2. We want to get a tournament going for that,
Yeah,
or at
I'd
least
like to
get a
see it.
small exhibition match.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think, yeah, a lot of things are comparable, for sure, between both games, obviously. Some things being slightly different, but yeah, I think a lot more movement-based, the second game in comparison. A few little levels where there's a kind of few tricky things, like Blizzard boss fight being, you having to go into like the computer and do stuff, things like that. A few little tricky bits, but okay, Felicia has made it to the end.
Amazing. With a 4007, even with everything that could have possibly went wrong, that is not a bad time at all.
Yeah, GG to Felicia for sticking this one out, because I'd have just honestly gone straight to bed.
That
I would not have
is
handled that well.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You're on mute, by the way, Fetty.
I'm on mute. Let's
There he is.
go. Let's
Welcome,
go.
welcome.
Yeah, no, that was I can't believe I failed girders like 50,000 times. That pissed me off. So
That was nuts. The fact that you couldn't get that swing at the one point, we were surprised. Do you think it was because of the way Spider-Man was facing?
yeah, it's yeah, that happens sometimes. So if I would have went into it like the way I fell, I accidentally tapped right as I was falling, so it moved him. And sometimes he'll just move on his own and be like, "I'm gonna face the crane, not the building." And you can't swing to the crane; you have to swing to the building. Like that's what the cutscene is set up for. Like the trigger's on the building, so
Right.
that's the whole thing. And then I tried to go to make up time by swinging underneath the crane. I can't swing underneath the crane. I only did it in my practice runs at 4:30 in the morning this morning.
Nice.
So, I just didn't have any of that, but, I can't believe I messed up on just on that, and, like, that almost took me out of the race completely,
Yeah,
like,
it was
just in general.
some clean movement and some clean boss fights as well, leading then back up to, I think it was Lizard Maze, where you pulled the lead back then just because you got through as well. The skip slightly faster than Felicia did at the time. So yeah, really clean the rest of it though to pull it back. It was a really nice run.
But yeah, GG's to Felicia though, I like, dude, getting 3 cycle anything is just tilting, like 2 cycle Scorpion for me is tilting, and not being able to get 1 cycle Doc Ock while everyone else can is tilting. So congrats to Felicia for pushing through that, and also glitching through getting a Zoe happen. We're getting a little role reversal of me wearing the Ben Riley costume and Felicia wearing the Scarlet Spider costume. Zoe is the previous owner of the I Fell Out of Monster Rock, and now Felicia joins that rank as well. And it's such a bad area. Zoe heard me talking about him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call you out. You said you would only use the Ben Riley costume if you were racing me, and you went back on that. So
Oh,
you're dead to me now.
oh,
I'm
my days.
actually using the Bagman costume to run against Zoe now. So like,
Oh,
there's
okay.
that. But no, Felicia won
Wow.
it. Felicia,
Wow. Okay. You just really want to throw that race away, huh? I see.
don't tempt me. I will run in a 2 cartridge suit. But no, the thing is that Felicia had the plan to be like, hey, why don't as a tribute to Zoe of me swap to Ben Riley and Felicia swap to Scarlet Spider to throw everybody off. So that nobody would be expecting the 2 people who advocate for these suits to swap. So it was like that. No animosity towards Zoe. But I really do feel like honestly, GG's to Felicia, like that playing through that, not being able to reset, like as soon as because I felt that on girders, I felt that on Scorpion, I felt that on I don't know on warehouse, because I know that by the way, when I pressed that first reset I did, I had hit I was like about to hit it. There was no way I wasn't about to hit it. Like even you guys, like I was listening to commentary and I hear you guys go, "Oh, he's in," and I'm like, I would have been if I wouldn't have reset. So it was just one of those things that like it Yeah.
That
There's a lot of tilting stuff.
warehouse can be a cruel mistress. Has been, like I said, just an absolute goat at taking out speedrunners in this tournament so far. Uh, but man, swapping leads was a heck of a thing in this race. Uh, Absolutely heartbreaking some of the skips that got missed and things like that. Uh, but either in any case, a fantastic race, barring those last few really uh, soul crushing events on Felicia's side.
As
But
soon as I failed girders, it was specifically okay, I'm playing to catch up. I am not playing to like like as soon as I failed girders 3 times, I was like, I'm playing the rest of this game to catch up. And I like that was my mindset the whole time. Like taking the riskier zips, taking like all of that. It was a let's play to my strengths here and catch back up. So
Yeah, and
that
paid
was
off
the
well.
whole thing for
Paid
them.
off well. So yeah, the experience you have being pulled out there very nicely. Now, we'll see on the screen. I don't know if it will get updated. I don't know if crypto is here, but Betty will continue on now into the next round of the elimination bracket. I don't know where he slots in, so we'll find out soon. Hey, look, it's the comic. Says he
It is the
has.
comic
Look.
that we all keep talking about. Yeah.
hey, Fetty has that comic.
It is the comic that we all keep talking about. Yeah.
I need to find myself a copy.
Everybody keeps seeing it. If you participate in the no skips one, there's a chance you could win one. The no skips tournament after this tournament.
Ooh. I'll
Yeah.
have to keep that in mind. I'm looking forward to that.
But yeah, everybody kept talking about my comic and making me laugh during my run. So I was like, okay, guys, like, I was like, all right, get to announcing your stuff. All right, get to announcing the next matches. Go ahead.
Indeed. Well, speaking of next matches, our next match is coming up in 15 minutes. It will be myself versus Sotalia. Perhaps a preview at one of the later bracket stages of the elimination stage of the game. We shall see. It's I'm a bit nervous. I have to be said. It has to be said. I don't know how Sotalia is feeling. I've seen him been practicing Enter Electro, so maybe that'll throw him off. I don't know. I'm hoping so. Yeah, we will be back in about 15 minutes. The stream won't go on a break. We'll just sit through some lovely music provided to you by the soundtrack of Spider-Man and Spider-Man Enter Electro. So stick around and stay tuned. Our next match will be in about 15 minutes' time. We'll see you then.